The midpoint of the line segment joining the 2 points x1, y1 and x2, y2 is essentially the average of the two x values and the average of the two y values. So x1 plus x2 over 2, y1 plus y2 over 2. So again, think of the formula as the average of the two x values and the average of the two y values, where you find the average by adding up the numbers and dividing by the count. So I add up the x values and divide by 2, add up the y values and divide by 2. So say I want to find the midpoint of the line joining these 2 points here. One is at -3 to -3,6 and 7,2. So the midpoint, my two x values are at -3 and 7, and divided by 2. And the two y values are 6 and 2, so 6 plus 2 over 2. This comes out to be 4 over 2 and 8 over 2, and that reduces to 2 and 4. So my midpoint is at 2, 4. And if I want to check it with the distance formula, this left side, the distance would be, see the difference between those x values, 2 minus -3 squared, and the x values are 4 and the y values are 4 and 6. So this would be the square root of 2 plus 3 is 5 squared, plus -2 squared. So 25 plus 4 is the square root of 29. And then between these other two, the distance would be the square root. Difference of the x values are 7 and 2. So 7 minus 2 squared plus 2 minus 4 squared. That would be 5 squared plus -2 squared. 25 plus 4 is square root of 29. So if you notice, we got the same, that point there in the middle is the same distance to the endpoints. So it is indeed the midpoint. All right, so let's find coordinates of the midpoints of these three sides. So A is at -6, 2, -6, -2, B is at 0, 6, and C is at 10, -2. So the midpoint, say between A and B, I would add up the x values, so -6 plus 0, divided by 2. The y values are -2 and 6, so -2 plus 6 over 2. That would be -6 over 2 is -3, and then 4 over 2 is 2. So the midpoint would be at -3, 2, so about there. For the side between B and C, the x values are 0 and 10 over 2. The y values are 6 and -2. And then divide by 2. So this comes out to be 10 over 2 is 5, and 6 plus -2 is 4, divided by 2 is 2. So at 5, 5, 2 is about there, would be about the midpoint. And then this bottom side here, the x values are -6 plus 10, and the y value is -2 plus -2. So that comes out to be -6 plus 10 is 4, divided by 2 is 2, and then -2 plus -2 is -4, divided by 2 is -2. So 2, -2 would be about there. And that would be the location of the three midpoints.